Parents today, they're anxious about doing everything right. And again, that kind of goes back to the social media part of we're getting so much information, good and bad. But from your perspective, what matters far more than perfect parenting? It might even relate to team sports, kind of.
Well, I'll start out with a two-word baseball metaphor, and then I'll give you the longer answer. The two-word baseball metaphor is bleacher blisters. And what I mean by that is the most important thing I think about parenting, and I've thought a lot about parenting, is being there. And
Hmm.
it means that your kids' schedules are on your professional calendar. You write down what your kids are doing at 6 p.m. after school if they have a game, but if they have a performance, if they have a club meeting, you know where your kids are, and when you can be there without embarrassing them, you should be there. And so I think that presence is the most important thing that parents can offer their kids.
I
Not
love that.
perfection, not
Yeah.
perfection, presence.
And presence is something that all parents can achieve, which is,
That's right.
a good thing.
That's right.
After decades of coaching, what do kids actually need from adults in youth sports and what do they get too much of?
They need useful advice as opposed to unuseful advice. So, examples of unuseful advice are a kid comes up to bat and the bases are loaded, and the parents and the coaches are yelling, ducks on the pond, we need one. That's not helpful advice. Or if the pitcher is struggling on the mound, it's not useful advice to say, just throw strikes, just throw strikes. He's trying to do that. That's all the useless advice. Useful advice is offering practical suggestions for how to improve what you're doing in a non-judgmental but thoughtful and compassionate way. Not yelling at a kid to just swing at strikes because that's not useful.
Yeah, so true. Well, that is great advice. And now we are going to get a little bit more into the book. So, could you guys describe what we will find in this book? What is this book about before we get into some more specific questions?
Ken,
Go, Harley.
Harley?
It's your
The book takes 101 events, occurrences, situations in baseball and softball and analogizes those to real life decisions the kids have to make, to school, to friendships, to relationships in their family, to everything off the field. And I alluded to a few of those earlier, but it gives examples from the baseball and softball field of resilience and perseverance and you know trying again after you failed, all of which occur every single day, dozens and dozens of times in a single game.
Hmm.
And they also occur in life every single day. And so it's 101 attempts to correlate what happens in baseball and softball with the rest of kids' lives.